Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Hope you all doing good. You see a lot of people nowadays putting insanely wider tires and even bigger diameter tires on their cars in the name of modifications. But this modification doesn't offer any real benefit rather than ruining your car. If you put a bigger diameter tire on your car, it will mess up a lot of geometry in your car. The ride height will increase and the contact patch will widen, and there is a kingpin inclination that will move, and a lot of other things also messes up. For instance, it will make the car handle poor, and it will also cause premature suspension wear and tire wears and a lot of other factors as well. So if you mess your tire selection, you will mess a lot of things in your car. It will be only pain and there will not be any real gain. So in this video, we will see how to properly upsize your tire. First, you need to think why you need to upsize, and we'll see about the benefits of upsizing your tires. The first primary reason is that you have more grip. This is the reason everyone upsizes their tire. So basically, wider tires will give you a lot of contact patch, that is the footprint in the road, which will increase your acceleration, traction, and also will improve your cornering ability of the car. But if you want to only increase the grip of the car, you should probably go for a stickier tire than a wider tire. Wider tire doesn't offer you friction. New engineering guys should know what I mean, because the surface area of the tire doesn't really matter in terms of friction, but rubber behaves like fluid in instant torque and all. So putting a wider tire will give you a lot of contact patch, but it doesn't inherently improve the grip of the car. If your goal is to only gain grip, you should probably go for stickier tires. Leaving the grip aside, I think the main point why you should actually upsize your tire is for the increase in ride comfort. I think this is the only point you should consider upsizing your tire. Like widening your tire improves the cross-sectional rubber in your car. By having more rubber in your tires, this will now improve your ride quality by absorbing the imperfections in the road, like stones and all. These things will be absorbed by a wider tire, and suspension usually takes care of the more dynamic undulations of the road, so your car will ride more plush now. Even companies offer wider tires in the top end variants and offer narrower tires in the low end variants. This is primarily to cut cost. So the main benefits you get from putting a wider tires, or benefit from the grips that comes from the contact patch, and another is the ride quality. Now let's look at how you should properly upsize your tire. If you look at the side of the tire, you can see three numbers, which are first one is the width of the tire, which is in mm, and the next is the aspect ratio, which is basically the percentage of the how wide of your tire, and the last number indicates the diameter of the wheel, which is in inches. If your car has R15, which means 15-inch wheels. So to properly upsize your tires, you need to keep the overall diameter of the tire the same from the factory, and you can only gain the width of the tire. You can actually fit somewhat wider tires in your car than from the factory. It will not cause any issues, but going too wider may cause issue. So you should ideally search in forums for your particular car. There will be a lot of people who would have upgraded their tires. To make all these calculations easier, there is a website that you can check, which is tire size calculator. You actually don't have to do all these calculations manually. You can use this website. If you search for tire size calculator, you can find here. Here you need to enter your stock tires size. Here I have entered my Honda City's top tire dimensions, which is 175/65 and or 15 inches tires. If you give a calculate, it will give you this table. From this you can choose your tire size. So basically this is the stop tires dimension. So it's 24 inch in diameter, total diameter. If you want to upgrade to the next size is which is 195/60 and R15, which I have upsized my tires, which is 0.8% increase in diameter, which is in acceptable rate. Basically all these things which are in the green is okay to actually you can go for this. It's okay to modify within this range. If you go over this, you will basically increase the diameter of your wheel, and below if you go means it will reduce your total diameter. So 2% is a bit too much. In green itself, you will find all the tire sizes from 225, 205, 185, 195 and 235. 235 is the most you would need, and you can also find these sizes of tires easily. These are standard size of tires. If you want to compare also, you can compare in this tab from what tire to what tire. For example, I'll put my 175, 65 and 15. This was my stock tire, and now I have updated to 195, 60 and R15 tires. So as you can see, if you put these values, you can get how much wider it is, and it is like 0.2 inches taller now. And this is also has speedo error. It will also show you that. So my car basically at 100 miles, 60 miles per hour, that is 100 kilometers per hour, it does 0.5 miles per hour extra, which means if I do 100 kilometers, I'm actually doing like 102 or 103. So it will also show you this speedo error that causes due to the increase in diameter of fuel. So do check out this website if you are planning to upsize your tire. No, there is always a downside when doing something. There is always a trade-off. If you put a wider tire, it will obviously affect few other things. There is no such ideal only gain situation. Let's look at the downsides of upsizing your tire. The first thing you would notice from a wider tire is the reduced top speed and the acceleration. Slightly wider tires, you will not have much issue. It will not be noticeable much. This is mainly due to the fact that now you have a larger contact patch with the road, which will consume a lot of power. You will also notice there is a slight decrease in the fuel efficiency of the car, but slightly wider tires should not be noticeable much. And the second downside is that it drops fun in underpowered cars. Let's say you have a Maruti 800 with the narrow tires. This will screech tires if you launch hard, and it will lose grip in corners. This will be fun in my opinion, but if you suddenly put wider tires in the Maruti 800, it will no longer feel peppy, and it will no longer spin its wheel. It will not lose traction, and in my opinion, it's not that fun. The third downside is that you have put a wider tires in your stock wheels, so the wheels width remain the same. The tire is slightly wider now, so there is a bulge that naturally happens, which will cause your steering sluggish, and also now the tire is much wider, right? So the steering will start feeling a bit heavy. If your steering is already heavy, it will feel much heavier. Just make sure these trade-offs are worth for you. And the last downside is that now you have increased the unsprung mass of the car. So they say like unsprung mass is 4 times heavier than sprung mass. Unsprung mass is basically the things that are attached to the suspension that are moving in a fast manner. So by increasing the unsprung mass of the car, you are putting more load on the suspension, and the suspension will prematurely wear out. And also increase in unsprung mass will cause the car to handle a lot worse, because suddenly your tires and wheel are heavier than before. So the characteristic how the car handles will slightly vary. So having said all these downsides, I think these are like fair trade-offs for the ride comfort that you get from a wider tire. Always make sure you upsize your tire reasonably, not insanely wide. Like 20 mm from the stock will not cause much of an issue, and you can also go up to 40 mm or even more than that. But the more you upsize in the stock wheels, the tire starts to bulge a lot. So let's say if your car comes with 15 inches wheels and it has a stock 175 mm width, you want to go for something like 215, which is like 40 mm wider than the stock. So in that case, you might need to go for a 16-inch wheel that is a little bit wider, and also make sure that it doesn't touch anywhere. From that, you can upgrade for a tire of 215 size. Hope you guys find this video helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.